operational cost relative to impact. However, the president, in a recent meeting with the National Peace Council, described the move to scrap the OSP as premature and stressed the importance of strengthening the office rather than dismantling it, urging the OSP to improve its efficiency and accelerate investigations to boost public confidence in its work. President Mahama have called for patience, emphasizing that the OSP plays a critical role in promoting transparency and good governance. The president also reaffirmed that dismantling the office at this stage could undermine Ghana's anti-corruption framework.
Recently, there have been some controversy with the Office of the Special Prosecutor. I think it's premature to call for the closure of that office. The unique thing about that office is it is the only anti-corruption agency that has prosecutorial powers to be able to prosecute themselves without going through the Attorney General. And so people had mistrust with the Attorney General because the Attorney General normally is a member of government and is a minister of state.
Meanwhile, barely 48 hours after the president's meeting with the National Peace Council, he officially directed the sponsors of the bill seeking to close down the OSP to withdraw it, prompting new debate over if we are ready to fight corruption as a country.
Within the same party, NDC, as a party, there is another view that the OSP should be merged with IOCO, right?
That's new.
Yeah. No. That has been another view, okay, in that you strengthen IOCO whilst it becomes, so there will be a new act where the OSP is not even actually decimated, but it gives it more broadness, expansiveness, so that IOCO is almost all around. In the whole country, they have personnel, but when you talk about OSP now, they are only effective when it is in Accra. Within the NDC as a party, there is no settled position as to what should be done with the OSP. And this very position stems from the fact that citizens have been watching keenly the activities of the OSP. And this is coming vis-a-vis looking at the budget, what is given to OSP, you know, what it's put in, and the results that emanates from them. The investigation and others, people are not satisfied with the work of OSP. And this is the public opinion that a lot of people are looking at.
I've been in a meeting of the Constitution and Legal Affairs Committee where the majority dominates and the OSP was very welcome. Not much interrogation even went into the budget that he had brought before us. Some even saying that he should be given more money. And so when a day after the arrest of Mr. Martin Pebu, some of the people are now calling for the abolition of the OSP, right? Notwithstanding my public position of being critical to the OSP, I'm not able to subscribe to it. That would mean that the position is not a nationalistic position. It is a partisan position. And I'm not able to subscribe to anything which is for the partisan interest of somebody. I don't think that all these years that the police has existed has never abused anybody's rights. I don't think IOCO, for all these years that it has existed, has never abused anybody's rights. Who has called for the abolition of the police merely because a member of a political party has suffered in the hands, or a person who is perceived to be a member of a political party has suffered in the hands of the police? I mean, Article 33 gives you remedy that in addition to any other avenue that you may have, you may sue for relief. And so, in my view, the NDC's position is not being fair to the country. Two, I would want them to move away from the Martin Pevu direction and come to the table and let's look at value for money issues and not what has motivated them. Clearly what has motivated them is Mr. Martin Pevu.
Well, so Parliament's declaration for the Kwandai rerun election has really taken shape in Parliament and breeded some sort of tension in the House on a business floor today. Arno Domprey, the Minority Chief Whip, read the business statement calling on the Speaker of Parliament to order the clerk to retract the letter sent to the Electoral Commission to cause the rerun of the Kwandai election or declaring it vacant.
Speaker, we strongly submit that the letter that was filed to the Electoral Commission was out of place, was unfortunate, and flies in the face of law and procedural justice. We submit strongly to this House that that letter must be withdrawn by Parliament forthwith, and we must act and stay consistent with the pronouncements of the chair, for that matter, the Speaker on this same matter. We in the minority do not agree to the writing of this letter. We make a strong position that that letter must be withdrawn forthwith. And as a cradle of democracy, we must be seen to be setting a very good example for the populace of this country to follow suit. Speaker, I submit to you that that letter must be recalled. That letter declaring the Kwandai seat vacant must be recalled immediately. It must be recalled immediately. It cannot be. It cannot be. The situation cannot. And we on this House, on this side of the House, cannot support that decision. Ghana is a fledgling democracy, and the least we can do is to support procedure, is to support the provisions of our law, and to stay away from decisions that flies in the face of logic and procedural justice. We are totally against it. In this House, we have worked in collaboration and in cooperation with our colleagues in the majority. Even where you don't have your numbers, we have allowed you to lay papers and do all manner of things. This decision will not stay. This decision will not stay. And Speaker, we humbly call upon you to instruct the clerk. The clerk must be instructed forthwith to withdraw that letter and act according to law. I so submit. I thank you.
The declaration of re-election in Kwandai broke out war in Parliament yesterday. Barely 24 hours now since sitting was adjourned. The minority held a press conference with the parliamentary press corps, citing that rule of law has not been adhered and also fairness and transparency has been tainted.
We have taken note of a formal communication from the Clerk of Parliament issued pursuant to the contested High Court order notifying the Electoral Commission of a vacancy in this Honorable House. On the strength of that notification alone, the Electoral Commission is expected to regard the Pandai parliamentary seat as vacant, though it is a seat that was decisively won by the New Patriotic Party with a clear and commanding mandate of a difference of 3,734 votes. But here is the profound constitutional and historical defect at the heart of this matter. As I stand before you, the Honourable Member for Pandai, Matthew Nyindam, has duly exercised his constitutional rights. He has filed a stay of execution, halting by the operation of law the effect of that very judgment. We are not following precedent. We are shattering it. We are declaring that for the people of Pandai and for Honorable Matthew Nyindam, the historical respect for the process and appellate right is null and void. We are telling the 363,734 citizens whose clear will is not in mathematical that their vote is expendable. We are telling Honorable Yindam that his constitutional right to appeal, a right exercised by Nyamekan, Sekunde, and Kwesi, is meaningless. We are telling the Court of Appeal its pending task is irrelevant. This is not upholding the law. It is a selective, cynical, and historical illiterate application of it. If we proceed, we do not wrong Pandai today. We establish a toxic new rule for tomorrow, that a parliamentary majority can weaponize a first instance court order to instantly unseat a political opponent, rendering the appellate courts and our own historical practice obsolete.
Government business will continue to suffer, as the minority stated earlier on yesterday, if the needful is not done. For Metro News. My name is Dominic Nana Kwame Nansapra.
To say the least, very, very disappointed in what is going on in our country. It looks like our institutions of democracy and our tenets of democracy are being undermined. The issue of Pandai with Matthew Yindam is not a new issue in our democratic politics. You've had issues with Dana Bodakpi, you've had issues with...
Hello, good morning. My name is Michael Kofi Odro, and a warm welcome to Inside Pages, a show running between now and 10 a.m. And this morning we seek to reflect and put closure to a number of issues that came up within the week. Top among them is the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahame's request for a suspension of the private members' bill aimed at repealing the act establishing the office of the Special Prosecutor. And we ask a very simple question on this edition of the show, whether this is a clear demonstration of the President's resolve to fighting corruption, or it could be interpreted as executive control over the legislature. Your thoughts are welcome through our social media platforms and WhatsApp line, which I'll be announcing shortly. Also within the week, Ghana's parliament was thrown into chaos on Tuesday after members of the minority caucus abandoned their seats and massed in the center of the chamber, triggering a brief scuffle and bringing proceedings to a halt. The disturbances erupted during heated exchanges over the declaration of the Pandai parliamentary seat as vacant, a decision the minority insists is unlawful and procedurally flawed. Did the minority take the appropriate action, or they could have done this in a more decorous manner? Is the Speaker and the majority decision a rushed one, as the MPP are at the appeals court challenging the decision of the Tamale High Court? Also within the week, just yesterday, the NSS validation platform was closed, and there are issues as there is a low turnout in confirmation of the registration, and the report to the various NSS posts is arguably on the low side, one of the lowest recorded in recent times. And many have described this as the demonstration of the challenges with the NSS system. Are these calls really true? We seek to be speaking to the Director General of the National Service Secretariat as we bring the issues to the fore and find out what the challenges really are. We have all these issues and more to serve you on this edition of Inside Pages. The show is big on your views with your thoughts. Welcome through our social media platforms. As President John Dramani Mahama committed to fighting corruption, and could we cite his call for a suspension of the private bill aimed at repealing the act establishing the office of the Special Prosecutor? Did the minority take the right action in the chaos on the floor of Parliament on Tuesday, or they could have done this in a more decorous manner? Also, do we have the Speaker and the majority rushing the decisions as the MPP are at the appeals court challenging the decision of the Tamale High Court? Your thoughts are welcome to our social media platforms, Metro TV Ghana on Facebook, MTVGH on X, otherwise known as Twitter. And you can also share a simple SMS or WhatsApp message via 0533-292525, 0533-292525. We do a quick break. We return with all the details and reactions.
Chia winning Nara, me ding edge baby dapa. Me dear sonko crane bremo. Now the 20 animal with the edge Japan me de bremo. And no any Samu spices. Samu spices in here. And wow no mebreo. Various flavors. Ubenya a yako. Ubenya nemchi. Yedu jollof muma emu yede. Ubenya yedu kwem. Yedu fro yemu. Ho na kopebito. Na ema wedwane enye de. Unyiminia. Yenkon yenkonko tie nyankofo eka.
Down on your communication to people enjoy Uduba, that Samu spices. What in the essence of time? I'm going to get it. Samu spices in a Sabi, Daddy so say. Samu spices, Moon Samu.
Samu spices, Yama chicken.
Samu spices.
In Sanaka in Kitswa, measure 10 grams. Yawa chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, and jollof, and the flavors of Fodobe bread.
Samu spices, yes, Saka.
FDRJ Jadien Kratoyatum.
This Christmas, Cartus Agri Limited is bringing you freshness, flavor, and festive joy straight to your home and office. Right here in Accra, Kumasi, Cape Coast, and Takrade. Cartus Agri, your number one poultry plug. Fresh birds, sweet eggs, delivered with love. Get ready for our juicy Midofopa package. You get 1 broiler, 1 layer, 2 crates of eggs, plus our special chicken spices. All for only 450 Ghana cedis. Midofopa, sweet value for you. Or go big with our Coco Bolobo package. That is 2 broilers, 2 layers, 2 crates of eggs, and chicken spices, just for 800 Ghana cedis. A Coco Bolobo. More chicken, more joy. And for families and corporate bodies ready to feast, try our Odon Soda package. 3 broilers, 3 layers, 3 crates of eggs, plus spices for only 1,200 Ghana cedis. Order now, enjoy more. And the best part is, corporate orders come with free delivery. Terms and conditions apply. Call us now. 0558 376127 or 0241 674268 or 020-331-5557. This Christmas, choose Cartus Agri Limited. Cartus Agri Limited. Freshness you can trust.
Hello? Hello, Auntie Abena. You won't believe what just happened. Grandma received her 4 TVs. 4 TVs? Yes, 4. Okay, I'm coming.
I'm not. It's like a scandal now. You are using it to spread grandma like that. Spread grandma? 4 TVs, 2 fridges, microwave. Abba, Kojo, why? Do you want to open an electrical shop for her?
Hey, no. It's a regular 100 cedis I send her.
I'm sure it's Uncle Atu.
Let's call him.
Atu? Why? Atu? Why are you spreading a grandma with appliances?
Me? Spread who? When? How? Please, it could be Amma.
Let's call Amma.
Let me call her.
Hello?
Amma, why?
What are you saying?
Appliances for grandma, no. Why?
Hey, it's not me, oh.
Assembly, critical.
Let's call grandma.
Let's call grandma.
Hello? Hey, grandma. So who is buying all those stuff for you?
Call me Granny Cash. Grandma know the joke, the luckiest. If they do me 5 and 5 years. When I buy ticket 100 cedis, I pay them small or big. I automatically get my free gift.
Hey, sir! Yes, so with the luckiest, anytime you buy tickets up to 100 cedis, whether small or at once, you are guaranteed to win a free gift. TV sets, fridges, hampers, airtime, cash. Remember to dial *712#, choose option 4 and follow the prompt. With the luckiest, everybody wins. Even Gani Cash.
In a world where security is paramount, peace of mind should be a necessity and not a luxury. This is why Virtual Security Africa has created a special discount package up to 30% on our 4 and 8 channel high definition cameras. We are more affordable now than ever. With as low as 4,130 Ghana cedis, you can get 4 high definition cameras, 3 terabyte hard drive, cables, and a digital video recorder. With 6,440 Ghana cedis, you will get 8 high-definition cameras, 3 terabyte hard drive, cables, and a digital video recorder. Why choose us? Because we offer top-tier quality you can trust, lifetime after-sale support, 2 years warranty, and you can view our systems remotely. Sidinua PK. Spend less, secure more. Call us on 055-874-0764 and 050-331-4068. Virtual Security Africa. We will beat the advertised price of any security product of comparable quality.
It's happening this December. It's the biggest, the largest, the Boshills Jollof Party Festival. It is the Metro Jollof Festival happening on Saturday, 20th December 2025 at the forecourt of Metro TV. It is an all-day event with opportunity for exhibitors to sell this bronya. Come join us. Let's cook jollof. Buy and sell on Saturday, 20th of December 2025. To exhibit, call 0243-272-753 or 055-282-0211.
Afishapa, Merry Christmas everyone. I am Mrs. Millie Tracy Nkemmalet, President of Association of Nigerian Women in Ghana. On Saturday, 20th December, it's gonna be hot for all the African countries. Let me tell you guys something. We Nigerians gonna win. I urge everybody, anywhere you are on Saturday, I want all of you to be at Metro TV North Reach. I can't wait to see all the beautiful faces to come and taste the Nigerian jollof and the Nigerian moi moi.
Welcome back from the break. You're still live on Metro Sports. You would have to forgive me. I'm sure it will take a while to fully depart from Metro Sports, but this is Inside Pages running between now and 10 a.m. with me, Michael Kofi Odro. Issues on our tables this morning. President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahamad's request for a suspension of the private members' bill aimed at repealing the Act establishing the office of the Special Prosecutor, and whether that is a clear demonstration of the President's resolve to fighting corruption, or it could be interpreted as executive control over the legislature. We also will delve into the disruptions on the floor of Parliament by the minority whose attempt to get the Speaker rescind the decision of writing to the Electoral Commission declaring the Pandai seat vacant. We're asking whether it was the right approach by the minority, or they could have done this in a more decorous manner, and also whether the Speaker and the majority are rushing the decision on the Pandai, declared Pandai vacant seat, and what the issues could be, as the MPP are already at the appeals court challenging the decision by the Tamale High Court in declaring the Pandai seat vacant. Your thoughts are welcome through our social media platforms, Metro TV Ghana, where the show is streaming, on Facebook, on X, where MTV GH. You can also do a simple SMS or WhatsApp message via 0533-292525, 0533-292525. Joining us in the studios this morning, we have Theophilus Jimega Jr. Esquire, who is a lawyer and also a member of the NDC's communications team. Good morning, sir, and thanks for the time.
Good morning. My boys will tell you to say that I'm also an engineer.
Oh, okay.
I earned it, but
sure.
Yes. Good morning, and a pleasure to be with you as always.
I'm sure you had a good week.
Yes, it was a pleasant week, and a lot has happened during the week.
Yeah,
that you will remember for a long time to come. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Charles BCU is also a member of the MPP's communications team and an administrator for the Kennedy Ejapong campaign. Good morning, sir, and thanks for the time. Are people connecting?
Yes.
Okay, please turn on your microphone for me. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yes. People are connecting.
Okay.
And I think by the 31st of January, we'll have a new flag bearer in the person of Kennedy Ejapong for the New Patriotic Party.
Okay. But how has it been going, particularly within the week?
You know, it's been going well. He started the Greater Accra tour yesterday, did Ningo Pram Pram, Sege, Bonkantamanso, and today he's still in the Greater Accra. We've done most of the regions. We're left with Ashanti. We've done parts of Central. And things are going well. I believe that his style of campaigning is different, where he does the show and tell, telling people what he can actually do in their constituencies. And these things, normally we think Ghanaians are tired of politicians, that we say things and then it doesn't come to fruition. But Kennedy, the personality is different. Okay. People have known him to be consistent in what he says, and the Ghanaian populace are looking for such a person. So the personality matches with what he's saying and what Ghanaians are looking for, and we hope that everywhere you go, the larger populace, floating voters are saying that if you bring Kennedy forward, we're going to vote for the MPP. And I believe that the delegates who are going to vote, even though the names are on there to vote as delegates, you're a party officer and you're a delegate on the day, so it's the party that has delegated you to actually go and vote. So it doesn't mean that the vote belongs to you. Okay. It belongs to a section of the party who have entrusted that in you to actually make a decision on their behalf. So I think they should listen to what the wider populace are saying.
Okay. Thank you very much for that prelude. But we start with our first substantive issue, which has to do with the president's call. And the president has made the call formal on the back of a public statement. We've had a release from Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, spokesperson to the president, and in a release dated Thursday, December 11, 2025, with the heading, President Mahama requests withdrawal of private members' bill seeking to repeal Office of Special Prosecutor Bill. Now, President John Dramani Mahama has requested the Majority Leader and Majority Chief Whip in Parliament to withdraw the private members' bill tabled for the repeal of the Act establishing the Office of the Special Prosecutor. The President's request follows his public expression of support for the strengthening of the Office of Special Prosecutor as a vital cog in the fight against corruption at a meeting with the Peace Council yesterday. The President also reiterates his call on the Office of the Special Prosecutor to do more to boost public confidence in its work and frontally tackle corruption in line with the objectives informing the establishment of the office. Signed, Felix Kwachi Ofosu, MP, spokesperson to the President, Minister, Government Communications. Still with us in the studios, Theophilus Jimega, a member of the NDC's communication team, and Charles Bisiu, also member of the MPP's communications team. Theo, I'll start with you, that whether this is a confirmation of the President's commitment to fighting corruption, because in as much as some see this in the light of the President's resolve to fight corruption, there are others that have also criticized him and say that it is not good for our democracy because it could be interpreted as control over the legislature.
Yeah, again, good morning to your viewers, wherever they are, those online, those watching directly. Let us not play ostrich here. One, if the private member, assuming the private member bill goes through and becomes and passed, for it to be assented to become a law, it has to be done by the President.
Yeah.
We have seen example in this country where the LGBTQ bill went through all the things, went to the office desk of the President, and the President refused. The then President, Nana Akufo-Addo, refused to assent to the bill. So if you do everything and you send it to the President returns it to you and gives you reason why he doesn't want to sign, your work becomes zero. Now, we must also understand that Mahama Ayariga, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Boku, is the leader of government business. So you don't, even though you are in Parliament, you are in Parliament on government business. So those who are saying that this is as a, they are looking at it as a control, I mean, let them give us a break. We were in this country when the Chairman Sabonsu was changed as leader of the majority then. Who changed it was the executive. We were here when Honorable Haruna Idrisu and the others were changed. Who changed them? The leader of the party. That changed, that's the leaders of the party that changed them. So for you to say that it is an executive control, the executive is not far from the legislature. It's the same party that gave birth to both the legislature and the executive. So there's no control there. In any case, if we pay attention to the wording of the release from the Honorable Minister, Felix Kwachi Ofosu, it says that the President requests. It's a request. You can take it or you leave it. Now, when you take it, it has its own consequences. When you leave it, it has its own consequences. You decide not to take it, you go through all that and you bring it to the presidency, and the president says, I have ABC objections to the bill. It goes back. So it is not an idea about controlling the executive. Now, my understanding as well is that this bill was work in progress. Yes, they sought the consent of the Speaker to send it to the private members' bill committee to begin to look at before the thing got leaked. So it is work in progress. It has not been completed before it got leaked. So to jump on it to say that, yes, the bill is out there, so that is what they intend to do, I think it was a bit premature. Number three, the President has, on that same day that the bill got leaked, that's why I saw a mischief in it. The President on that same day said that he was committed to fighting corruption, and he was committed to strengthen the institutions that fight corruption. This is a president who campaigned vigorously on uprooting campaign, bringing in oral, etc. So you don't expect that president to come in and say, the very institutions that are mandated to fight corruption, I am uprooting them. That will be a suicidal, and it will be a poisonous chalice for the president and as a whole, for the party as a whole. So the idea that the president is not committed to fighting corruption is neither here nor there. Before even his inauguration, he set up a committee to recover the loot. And he's been telling us that he's receiving briefing from the Attorney General on the work being done. So that aspect that the president is not committed to fighting corruption, I don't think is a fair assessment here. Then, finally, who is the leader of the party? The president. And the president is saying that, look, let's speak with a common voice. This is where we want to go. Let us strengthen the institution. And again, in there, when the president was talking, it's an advice to the office of the special prosecutor and the special prosecutor himself to say that up your game. There is the optics there. There is the public perception there. That is making you look like you are not delivering, we are not getting value for money. So up your game. Let us get it. You see, the sad aspect was, prior to last week, we saw people from the other side also talking about the fact that scrap this thing is not working. Scrap it. We are not seeing any value for money. All of a sudden, when the Martin Kpebu thing went in, then they started singing a different song to say, oh, the same regime that is misbehaving has misbehaved towards one of you. So you see, you have allowed it and it has hit home. That is not the truth. They were also calling for the fact that we should all look at the office of the special prosecutor to see that if it is really value for money. I think we can look for names of persons in MPP who also call for the scrapping of the office of the special prosecution. Kisia Jaben, the special prosecutor, very fine lawyer, but I think that the jury is still out there whether we are getting value for money. I'm also of the view that we might not necessarily see hardcore cash to say that this is what has been retrieved. But for the fact that the idea is there, that when you misbehave and it appears corruption-wise, the special prosecutor will come after you, it's also enough of a deterrent for people who are not going in to say, let us do A, B, C. So people will take time and take steps backward to say, if the SP gets us in this, are we toast or we are good to go? So I am still of the view. You see, the special prosecutor's office was set up. There's a structural defect. Even the offices, they don't have offices. They never had personnel. Then we bring in the special prosecutor to man the office, which is non-existent. So they need now to start to recruit. They need now to do this. No, we should have done a bit of work before we bring in the special prosecutor so that the vehicle that he's going to work with will be a bit in motion. Okay. Yes, but we didn't have that. So there was also a structural defect with the way we set up the office until today. I'm sure now they are navigating, they are almost getting their foot.
But if there are structural defects, but the idea is a good one and we feel we could make it more efficient, why then the earlier call to repeal the act and not rather call for structural changes and strengthening of the office so that it is able to achieve its purpose?
Yes, as I said, the call had been coming from both sides. I even saw on certain platforms, people were talking about the fact that they want to repeal it so that both sides of the political divide will wash my back and I wash your back sort of situation. Now, when situations like this break out, everybody wants to take the least area of...
So is it a case where when caucus members are affected, then there is a call to scrap the office? But if it is the other side, then one jumps to defend the office of the special prosecutor? Because you have mentioned that when the office started hunting some members of the MPP, there were some members within the party that called for the scrapping of the office. The minority caucus and some members of the MPP also alleges that the call from the majority leader and his chief whip is premised on the hunting or the issues with Martin Kpebu and how the OSP also flagged the allegations made by A+ involving the Attorney General and then one Mr. Sledge, the reason for which the majority leader and then his chief whip, Roxanne Nelson, the former honorable, are also asking for the office to be scrapped.
I think those are just perceptions. And as I said, when there is a problem, everybody wants to look at the area of least resistance. So I believe a lot of people jump on the bandwagon to say, hey, the guy, we are spending so much money in that office, nothing is coming out. People are actually comparing the amount of convictions secured by the office of the special prosecutor. I believe my brother here is also, if I use the word, a victim of the work of the special prosecutor. So there are people who look at, hey, what do we do? The guy is not delivering, or the office is not delivering. What do we do? Okay. Let us get it all together. That is why the persons who are saying that, look, combine the office with the idea about disengaging the Attorney General from Minister of Justice has been there for a long time.
Okay.
That we should disengage and have a separate prosecutorial department and a separate department for advising government on issues, instead of, or defending government on other issues, instead of having the same prosecutorial duties given to one person. But you see, the office of the special prosecutor was born finally out of the idea that a member of the government, who is the Attorney General, and a cabinet member will not have the balls, as it were, to go after his own kith and kin. That's why we should bring somebody else in. But the ones we have brought in, Martin Amidu complained of not getting support. Kisi Ajaben is now complaining of assassination attempt on his life, all from the same regime that had passed. Though I am skeptical, asking myself, why are you now telling us when you could have told us this when it happened? Then all of us will be on the same page with you as what you are going through.
Okay.
But people look at, as I said, the optics. And President John Dramani Mahama said it, that up your game so that the public perception about you will also change.
Okay. Okay. Let me come to you, Charles.
Okay. So, first of all, my brother said, I am a victim of the Special Prosecutors Act. But when I am talking, I might be conflicted, but I try as much as I can because the country comes first. Yeah. So if I've done anything that's wrong, I have to conform to the laws of the land as a law-abiding citizen. So I'll try as much as possible not to be conflicted. Okay. Now, there's a case of a message and the messenger. Okay. If you have a good message and then you give it to the wrong messenger, you do not achieve anything. Yeah. I think that Kisi Ajaben is the wrong person to be the special prosecutor. And for that matter, the special prosecutor's office is being denigrated. And that's why I'm saying the message and the messenger. I have a matter with them in court, you understand? But then I would go back to what Martin Amidu said some time ago, that Kisi Ajaben was a lawyer for cases like NLA and all that. And then when he became the special prosecutor, all these cases were discontinued, okay, which involved millions of dollars. I am not saying that anybody was culpable, but what was the conclusion of those matters? Martin Amidu wrote about that because he started that investigation. And then the case of mine, which was about 20,000 cedis. 20,000 cedis, which is not true. He himself knows that it's not true because his friend Anas did that. You understand? Okay. It's taken us 6.5 years. Okay? Every time, every 6 months, he comes out to say, we are still continuing with investigations. We are on with investigation. 6.5 years. How much has that cost the state? How many lawyers, after the case went to court, 4 or 5 lawyers come in, they buy fuel at the expense of the state to actually come to court. You know, I'm not saying we should not pursue these things, but he himself knows that it is not true. You understand? And so, and I'll use the case of Martin Kpebu. You understand? Because he said something, he was detained. So the purpose of the office, the mandate given to him, if you should say anything against him, then he comes at you. If you say anything against his friend, so it's actually, it looks as if he's actually personalized that office. For me, the office of the special prosecutor is a good one, because if it is scrapped, you understand, we will not look good internationally. Okay. Because our aim to actually fight corruption, I am for it. You understand? I am a victim of it. The matter is in court, so I'm not going to delve into it. You understand? But I know I'm innocent, and this man knows I'm innocent. You know, sometimes, at a point where my former lawyer, we're about to go to court. The day before we go to court, we get text messages. And these text messages, we know where they're coming from. So it's more like a personal vendetta. So the office of the special prosecutor, I don't think that we should scrap it. It is the person who is there that is making the office look very bad. Okay. Now, my brother was saying that when we were in power, we're looking at scrapping. People were agitating that it should be scrapped because it's not serving the purpose. Yes, I agree. I keep saying that there's things that we shouldn't politicize because this is about corruption that we're fighting. But in the eyes of the international community or the ordinary Ghanaian, if one political party comes in and says that this is good, when you leave government and then it becomes bad, I keep saying that the voter is very discerning now, and technology has made information so much available to us that you would not say certain things and it wouldn't be checked. You understand?
Yeah.
So where I think that yes, some of our party members may have said that it should be scrapped. At the time, we haven't actually had chronology of events, things that would actually solidify the reason why the office of the special prosecutor has to be scrapped or stay. You understand? But then people are coming up with arguments based on what the special prosecutor himself has been doing. So if you ask me, I don't think we should scrap the office. It is the person who is there who is making the office look bad. Now, if we talk about institutional overlap, where, a situation where you're arrested by the police. For this matter, mine was dealt with the police. Police exonerated me. Said, no, I still have to investigate the matter. And we've had a situation in this country where people occupy offices and then use it for their own good, how they feel. Because I do not understand where somebody gets arrested, the YOCO or whatever takes, any institution takes the person to court. And the judicial system says, okay, now you're on bail. The moment you get out there, another institution arrests you. And you see what I mean? I think that's an infringement on people's human rights. Can we actually have a system where all these agencies come together and say, okay, this person has been arrested. Do you have a case with him here and that? So that we amalgamate all these things, so that we don't actually infringe on people's rights. Because special prosecutor wants you today, and then the police wants you, the YOCO wants you, and then it goes on and on and on. I think there should be a call for that, but I am not for the scrapping of the special prosecutor. It is the Kissie Jabin, and I've said it. You can actually Google several times years back that he's not the right person for that position.
Okay. Now, on the call by the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, there were reactions on the floor of Parliament and the proceedings on Friday.
Long-running controversy surrounding the private members' bill seeking to repeal the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act returned to the floor of Parliament moments after revelations that the President had instructed the Majority Leader and the Majority Chief Whip to halt the process and reassess their proposal.
Mr. Speaker, I'm aware that there is a request to the Majority Leader and the Majority Chief Whip to abandon the repeal of the OSP. I want to find out from the Majority Leader whether he will still introduce the repeal of the OSP or he will not, because he stated in here that he will be introducing it. So if you will not introduce it again based on the request of the President, and we know that our Majority Leader, excuse my language, if it is the case that the Majority Leader doesn't have a mind of his own at the moment.
Responding to the charge, the leader of government business and one of the proponents of the private members' bill, Mahama Ayariga, confirmed his alignment with the president's position, citing that the president's counsel carried significant weight and must be respected.
So, if His Excellency the President also has some thoughts about it, and I also add mine to his, I believe together we can find a better way of managing the situation. So I can assure you that I will take on board the request by His Excellency the President for us to think about our action. And I can assure you that I have always had confidence in the wisdom of the President.
So the Member of Parliament for Salaga North, Honorable Al-Hassan Mumuni, has also added his voice to the repeal of the OSP Act.
People of Parliament thought that really, even though it is true that, and they argued out that it wasn't necessary, they should find a way of taking it out. They have listened to the wisdom of His Excellency the President. Because for me, the existence of that office alone, is a mark for this country that we want to fight corruption. And I would also add that even though we are not seeing people being prosecuted, but there are other people who are also running away from, very enticing things that would have created
Okay, so reactions from the floor of Parliament on the President's call. And joining us on our Zoom platform is Dr. Hassan Ayariga, who is founder All People's Congress, the APC. Good morning, Doc, and thanks for the time on Inside Pages.
Good morning to you, and good morning to your analysts in the studio.
Okay. Doc, what do you make of the President's call on the majority leader and the chief whip to halt the processes of introducing the private members' bill on repealing the act that established the Office of the Special Prosecutor?
You know, if we want to discuss the Office of the Special Prosecutor, then we have to go back to history. In 2016, in my manifesto, I spoke about an independent special prosecutor, not special prosecutor, independent. When the MPP adopted the policy, they adopted it as special prosecutor instead of adding independent special prosecutor. The reason why I put that in my manifesto as independent was to make the Office of the Special Prosecutor autonomous, not interference from any institution. But if you look at the current structure of the OSP's office, it is under the Office of the Attorney General. What it means is that it gets its cases on its mandate from the Office of the Attorney General. If then we want to have a special prosecutor that operates and has its jurisdiction under the Office of the Attorney General, then why do we need an Office of the Special Prosecutor then? Then it depicts its importance and its establishment, because we need an office that is solely independent, solely autonomous, that has its own mandate, that can prosecute, investigate without the interference of anybody, especially government in power. But if you have a special prosecutor's office, which gets its powers and its mandates and is being controlled by another authority, then I don't think that the office is of importance to us anymore. So for me, it is not the people who are managing the office that is a problem. It's the constitution of the office and its establishment. That is the problem. We need to go back to the drawing board and look at the Office of the Prosecutor and make amends. When we make these amends, I am sure the office will be very relevant, and people in this country will know that whether your party is in power or not in power, the Office of the Special Prosecutor doesn't really care. It doesn't care whether you are the President of the Republic of Ghana, whether you are a Minister of State or you are a former Minister of it. Its mandate is to make sure that it's able to prosecute people who are corrupt within the public and private sector, and make sure that it clears every citizen that's been alleged to be corrupt or any way or any form of, let's say, let me put it this way, an appeal to them, a petition to their office. All petitions to their office will be properly investigated without any interference from any office whatsoever. But we have a special prosecutor's office that government in power controls it, Attorney General controls it, and everybody thinks that because it is the party in power, we have to change the one who is there, because he was not, being put there by the current government and was put there by another government. That is not the purpose of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. So for me, I think that we should revisit the structure of the Office of the Special Prosecutor rather than taking it off of the system.
I'm asking that, will we not be overly empowering the people who occupy this office if we should make the office as autonomous as you describe? Because already there are allegations of Kisei Jaben, the OSP, personalizing some of the issues, witch hunting people and all of that. And if we should have this sort of autonomy you speak about, will people not be overly empowered to abuse their office and use it even possibly for personal gains?
I don't think that you see, the core mandate and the structures are there. The institution of the office of the prosecutor should be properly spelled out. Nobody can just begin to witch hunt anybody when you occupy such an office. And when such an office, the structure is being done, not by political interference. I think everybody in that office will sit up. And let's be sincere. The office of the special prosecutor must be autonomous, must be, for it to function very well. And if it is not autonomous, then I don't think that it is important. Then we can rely on YOCO, we can rely on the Office of the Attorney General, and any other, offices that are meant to fight corruption. Because if we want a special prosecutor to be there, the purpose of a special prosecutor is to be able to handle cases independently, without being biased, okay? Without being interference from anybody, from whatsoever. And for me, let's be sincere, I don't think that if we make it autonomous and then the process of electing the special prosecutor himself is free and fair and has nothing to do with an appointment from the presidency, and people must apply to get that office, and that office has a mandate of a structure of selecting its leader, and that has nothing to do with political power. I think that the office will operate without interference, and there will not be any form of bias or any kind of witch hunting by the person who is there. Don't forget, it's a structure. It's not being handled by one person. It has a deputy, it has all other people, and the cases will go independently, move from one office to another. It doesn't move from the head of the special prosecutor is not the last person to make the decision. The decision has to be taken by a board. The decision has to be taken by a team. It's not a duty of one particular person to think that I am too powerful to handle it. It's a teamwork. And they will have to take case by case, study it, because we need lawyers there. We need all sort of human beings must be there to be able to advise. You don't just put an ordinary person to be there. No, it has to be structured in a way that when a case is sent there, it's the end of the whole story. There should be the institution that we must all believe in, the institution that we must all trust, and the institution that we must all have confidence. And it must be ruled out of any form of corruption or any form of mischievous act or any kind of dealings. That office must be special.
Okay, but how, possibly the final one with you, how independent and autonomous can we make the OSP office? Because even in the case of the Chief Justice, and the Electoral Commissioner, where we are believed to have total independence and autonomy for the case of the Chief Justice, there are processes to removing these people, whether on fair grounds or unfair grounds, whether politically motivated or non-politically motivated. So how autonomous and independent can we make these bodies? Because, and there are also parliamentary processes to removing these people. Again, whether through the right procedure, on fair grounds or not. How independent and autonomous can we make these bodies?
You see, we need to start by entrusting and having a change of mindset. We have a different kind of mindset that we do not believe in our laws and regulations. And our laws sometimes favor a certain group of people. We have to come out of that. Where laws and regulations do not favor anybody. It is the law. Whether you are President of the Republic of Ghana, you are government of the day, or whatever, the law is the law. Until we have that mindset where Ghanaian citizens, irrespective of who you are, police, military, must all act according to the laws of the Republic of Ghana and have that change of mindset to rule, to manage this country without fear or favor for anybody. Until we have this kind of mindset, I think we have difficulties in every aspect of our institution. at the presidency, at the level of the government, at the level of the police, at the level of all institutions. Our mindset is a problem. Are we really people who are ready to change the status quo, to change the narratives, to begin to think differently than we do, and have that kind of mindset that we all must believe in and act accordingly and appropriately? Until we do that, even no matter who you put there, these norms, these lapses will be there. So Ghanaian first must come into our system. Then the change of mindset, we as citizens must begin to have a different set of mindset to be able to rule this country.
Okay.
We have to rule without fear and favor. And when we do that, even if you put a young man there, he will manage it. But if we are not scared of the laws, we have this kind of mindset, scratch my back, I scratch your back, you are in power, if you do this, when we come to power, we also do this. I mean, that is a barbaric state of affairs.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doc, for the time on Inside Pages. We really appreciate your contribution. That was Dr. Mahama Ayariga, who is Dr. Hassan Ayariga, who is the leader and founder of the All People's Congress. I see that you have a number of restrictions, but he makes a number of points. The total independence and autonomy of the OSP office. Yes. He talks about political interference and the way we should go, having very sincere people, very open-minded people who allow for state institutions like the Office of the Special Prosecutor to work independently.
Okay, I totally agree with him on discipline and the mindset. You see, all the laws, we can actually bring out all the laws, okay? Yeah. But if we do not have the right persons, and I mentioned Kissie Jabin, it wouldn't happen. You understand? Because the laws are there for us, and then the laws evolve. So I agree with him on the mindset and everything and the discipline, because we need to be disciplined as a people. Okay. Because today, somebody becomes a politician, and then becomes a member of parliament, and then the entire family put their burden on him or her. You understand? So the mindset is that we have to be disciplined and know that the office, the rules that pertain are adhered to. But you see, the autonomy that he's talking about, the special prosecutor, I think it was only recently that we heard that the Attorney General asked him to bring a certain matter before him. Is it the Edubwa? I'm not sure, where he was, the Ofriata case, where he said there was talking about a docket. I can't actually remember the facts, but I think that the law only says that it goes to the Attorney General for advice. So they would prosecute, but they go for advice. If that's what we mean by it's not having an autonomy, then maybe I beg to differ, because in my case, the police finished with their investigations. I think they worked with the Attorney General, and then they said I was exonerated. But he went ahead, and then he was carrying out his own investigations, you see. The reason why I'm saying that the person there is not the right person, you see that Cecilia Adapa case. Yeah. The Rambo style, we went to her house, picked up stuff, money and all that, and it was on cameras. Cecilia Adapa wasn't guilty then, was she? But that was done. And then we went to FBI, and then we came back and then said that, nothing has happened. So could you have done the investigation quietly? After we found the person culpable, then you publish it. Again, I'll talk about Mustafa Hamid. You've seen the photos out there. Okay. Already you've actually convicted the person that the person is a prisoner. So once the case is completed and the person is actually exonerated, what do you make of those photos? You understand? So I'm thinking that he's not actually using the office well. I'm for the special office of the special prosecutor, but the person there is making it look bad, and the taxpayers' money is what is being used to pay him. Okay. I'm somebody who's in court with him. You understand? Yeah. I would have been nice and said, maybe he's going to favor. I don't care. You understand? Yeah. Because he knows that.
So then, what's the way forward with him? Because you
no, I'm saying that for me,
very little confidence.
For me, I don't want to be conflicted. I'm talking about the rules in this country. Okay. You understand? And I'm saying that we are in a system where he's saying that my mindset is that I haven't done anything wrong, so I shouldn't be scared to say the truth. Okay. We have a system here. The mindset is that, maybe you have to be sober because he forgives. The laws are not for him. You understand? The laws was promulgated by us. and then Parliament came up with the Office of the Special Prosecutor. So I'm not delving into what is in court.
Okay.
But I'm saying that, for one, is he even causing a loss to the state? Where a case of 25,000 cedis, he sent 3 or 4 lawyers, and it's taken 6.5 years, and we couldn't even investigate that, and you know it's not true. You understand? And if you look at the documents that they've sent to court, you laugh. You understand? So I'm saying that, yes, autonomy is good. If the autonomy is going to be adhered to, that the special prosecutor is independent of the attorney general, whatever. But then we'll do all that, and then we're going to put a certain person there. And the person thinks that I am independent, so I'll use that at my whim and caprices. That is what whims and caprices, that's what I'm talking about. Because if the laws, and I believe that laws evolve, so by now we should be strengthening the office. And I think that with the Kisii Jabin thing, it's a learning curve for us as a country. We learn from that, bring a new person, that person takes over, and then we actually delve into it and strengthen it, because we need to fight corruption. Akufo-Addo started it, President Mahama is continuing with that, and then I think that we should, but they shouldn't scrap it.
Okay.
Just let me make some quick corrections.
Okay.
Both him and Dr. Ayariga said SP, the OSP is under the AG. No, it's not.
I didn't say it's under AG. I said he goes for advice.
It was Doctor.
Yes.
He doesn't.
For advice.
He doesn't.
I think it's in the.
No,
okay.
He doesn't. That's what I mean, whichever way, I'm trying to correct the impression that there's only one place that says that.
Please speak into your microphone for me.
Okay, there's one thing that says that the special prosecutor will take the prosecutorial powers from the Attorney General, and that is constitutional because all prosecutions are initiated in the name of the Republic by the Attorney General. And GRA prosecutes, Senate prosecutes, Immigration prosecutes, they all prosecute. But they don't go every day to the Attorney General just gives them the fiat to prosecute.
Okay.
That is all that is there. Then you're also talking about the independence of the special prosecutor. He's already independent. He is to fight, prosecute corruption and corruption-related offenses and investigate same. So he's already independent. You see, the only part that I will agree with both of them is about discipline. And I always give the example of go to the Ghana border at Aflao. This side, all Okada riders are not wearing helmets. Just cross and see. Just the same border, don't even cross, you see it across. That those in Togo are already wearing helmets. Now, the current guys that are in the office of the special prosecutor, or the Martin Amidu and Kisii, were all brought in on this principle of my enemy's enemy is my friend. So when Martin Amidu was perceived as the enemy of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he was brought in to nail him. That didn't work. He realized that he was actually dealing with what he called mother serpent of corruption. Then they brought in Kisii, and Kisii takes over and also goes along the same tangent of Airbus. That didn't work. So now we are seeing the reality of what were they brought in to do. Go and do it now, let's see. And that is becoming a problem. So that is where you see that even the people who were my enemy's enemy is my friend, and they brought them in, are also thinking that, hey, the guy is not even performing as chasing after our enemy's enemy. So he's not chasing after our enemy. So let's also get rid of him. So this idea, as I said, is both the structural and implementation part of the office of the special prosecutor and the individuals we put there. If Martin Amidu was so, which I believe he was, so good, why didn't he stay and fight the system? That is the reason why you were there. He shouldn't have walked out. So Martin Amidu, from my infancy, he was one lawyer that I used to admire, working with Dr. Obeda Samoa. He shouldn't have left there. He should have been there. Then Kisii came in and singing to us Ankwa Numa song. And today we are hearing this. Come on, get the job done. That's the purpose for which you are there. Get the job done.
Okay.
You can't like everybody. You can't, if you want to like everybody, even if you're ice cream seller, someone needs vanilla, someone needs strawberry. You can't. You can't satisfy. So get the job done. If you can't clock in, if you can't rock out, clock out. Simple.
Okay. You're still live on Inside Pages. I'm Michael Kofi Oduro. My guest, Theophilus Jimega Esquire and Charles Bisiu. At this point, we'll do a quick break. When we return, we still have the Director General of the National Service Authority to speak to, and also we'll deal with the issue of the Pandai election rerun and the chaos in Parliament. We're back shortly after this break.
Hello. Something different is taking shape somewhere. You want to know? Then let's march to the Volta region and make a stop at Ho, the regional capital. From good town roads, a new market, square, a university and an airport, among other things, we hit another junction. Ho is to be host of Ghana's newest plush gated community. To be called the Oxygen City, the project is to be executed by the TDC Ghana Limited under the auspices of the Ministry of Water Resources, Works and Housing. We are in exciting times. The reset agenda is on, isn't it? Make a date with us at 10 a.m. on December 17, 2025 at Ho, where President John Dramani Mahama launches the Oxygen City. Yes, it is something new from the doer.
Ebusiafo ye mama kwaba eba Children's Palace. Nkwala nyema nyina fie enyi. Yonkwala ntade mani mema nyina ntare nyina wase. Yonkwala shoes, yonkwala duane, yonkwala wipes, yonkwala diapers, yonkwala toys, baby coat. In fact, bibia opama omanyina obenye biwa ase.
Located at East Legon Hills, Nana Chrome KFC. Contact us on 059 6377 172. Children's Palace. Happy children, happy fashion. See you soon. Bye bye.
Cheche woni nara mi din ede baby da pa me di ade sonko kra na ebremo nya ode to aduane mo ama waduane e de pa na me de bremo eno any some spices dey emu wa wo bebre o various flavors ubenya eya akoko ubenya nyantwie ye de ku jollof mu ma emu ye de ubenya ye de ku nkwan ye de ku froye mu ho na kope bito na ema waduane enye de unyiminia ye nkon ye konko tie nyankofo eka
autant de communication ni enjoy Oduba that Samu spices. One in the essence no time. I'm going to get that Samu spices in a sabi daddy so say. Samu spices. Mun Samu.
Samu spices. Nyama chicken.
Samu spices.
Nsaka in Kitwa, measure 10 grams. Your chicken, spaghetti, garlic and ginger, stew, can jollof, and the flavors of bebre.
Samu spices. Yes, Saka.
FDIJ Jadien Kratwe Yatum.
Hello, Auntie Abena. You won't believe what just happened. Grandma received her 4 TVs. 4 TVs? Yes, 4.
Okay, I'm coming. It's like a scandal now. You are using it to spread grandma like that.
Spread grandma?
4 TVs, 2 fridges, microwave, Abba. Kojo, why? Do you want to open an electrical shop for her?
Hey, no. It's a regular 100 cedis I send her.
I'm sure it's Uncle Atu.
Let's call him.
Atu? Why? Atu? Why are you spreading a grandma with appliances?
Me? Spread who? When? How? Please, it could be Amma.
Let's call Amma.
Let me call her.
Hello?
Amma, why?
What are you saying?
Appliances for grandma, no. Why?
Hey, it's not me, oh.
Something critical.
Let's call grandma.
Let's call grandma.
Hello? Hey, grandma. So who is buying all those stuff for you? call me Granny Cash. Grandma know the joke, the luckiest. If they do me 5 pounds per year. When I buy ticket 100 cedis, I pay them small or big. I automatically get my free gift.
Hey, sir! Yes, so with the luckiest, anytime you buy tickets up to 100 cedis, whether small or at once, you are guaranteed to win a free gift. TV sets, fridges, hampers, airtime, cash. Remember to dial *712#, choose option 4 and follow the prompt. With the luckiest, everybody wins. Even Granny Cash.
Oh, Jose, and I'm the SMS. Can any pan, na sana, Monsieur, na award me. A drain I didn't quano. Kingdom Garlic Bitters. No, benefit him. Me benefit wine. Also, what told dear? Abrewa, let's mama, Abrente, Mishuve. One antique crana wabre. No Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and any capsules. Nanya, what ya brebia.
Kingdom Garlic Bitters, and the capsules. Assembia and you. A devil when I'm when I say. Send your name, my wife, company one personal. Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules and tea. Say, see, I'm password.
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. Emeni Genia sum diebefi abrebia. Obebia o de poa how no. Edro bakupa uhiane tremendous capsules. Tremendous capsules. Esiesie wu ma wo ye obesima. Edro yi wo benya bi wo bebia yeton robia. Kingdom Herbal, no challenger.
It's happening this December. It's the biggest, the largest, the Bushels Jollof Party Festival. It is the Metro Jollof Festival happening on Saturday, 20th December 2025 at the forecourt of Metro TV. It is an all-day event with opportunity for exhibitors to sell this bronya. Come join us. Let's cook jollof. Buy and sell on Saturday, 20th of December 2025. To exhibit, call 0243 272 753 or 055 282 0211.
Afishapa, Merry Christmas, everyone. I am Mrs. Millie Tracy Nkem Mallet, President of Association of Nigerian Women in Ghana. On Saturday, 20th December, it's gonna be hot for all the African countries. Let me tell you guys something. We Nigerians gonna win. I urge everybody, anywhere you are on Saturday, I want all of you to be at Metro TV. North Reach. I can't wait to see all the beautiful faces to come and test the Nigerian jollof and the Nigerian moi moi.
Odro. This is Inside Pages. With me in the studios, Theophilus Jimega Jr. and Charles Bisiu. Now, the National Service Authority closed the validation system for NSS personnel. Since the closure, there's been some concerns, and we have been joined on our Zoom platform by Ms. Ruth Dela Sedo, Director General of the National Service Authority. Good morning, Madam, and thanks for the time here on Inside Pages.
Good morning very much, my brother.
Okay. Yeah, Director General, thank you. We appreciate your time. We know managing the National Service Registration, especially the system, has a huge logistical task. Can you help us with understanding the key timelines that led to the decision to close the portal on Friday, December 12th?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me say good morning to you and your cherished panelists and viewers as well. As we all know, the president tasked us actually to dissolve the old system and put in a new one. Of course, because of the ghost names and all that it was bedeviled with. And so we had a mandate to deliver. And amidst the doubts and all of that, we were able to stick to the timelines. And indeed, on the 3rd of November, as we promised earlier, we had deployed our young people, our personnel, to start this entire process. So if we all recall, on the 7th of October, that is when we began the registration process. We ended on the 15th of October. In fact, we went ahead to organize a press conference and inform the whole country about our timelines. To the extent that I had to extend the registration period on 2 different occasions. When that was done, we asked everybody to go for their validation and all of that. Sweetheart, you can't believe that all the way from October, as I said, 15th October, till yesterday, we still had people who had, in one way or the other, failed to go for the validation. The truth is that I understand very well that there are some challenges, some genuine challenges. Among these challenges are those who had issues with mismatch of their names and mismatch of their data. So when I say mismatch, what I mean to say is that we had personnel who went to school with different dates of birth. They went to school with different names, and on their Ghana card, which is the primary source document that we are using to authenticate any other information that you gave us, they also have different data on the Ghana card. And we know the problem with national service: ghost names, ghost names, ghost names. And for me, I have sworn to myself that whatever I have to put in place to ensure that ghost names become a thing of the past, at least during my tenure, I'm going to ensure, together with my team, to deliver on that mandate. And so we asked these our personnel to try and rectify those discrepancies. Someone may even ask, why do you have different names in your school, and why are you using a different name on your Ghana card? But well, that is a question for them to answer. There are some of them with different dates of birth who attempted to vote during at the time when they were not supposed to. There are some who also genuinely have had to change their names due to some personal reasons. So I don't begrudge them. But what we did from National Service was to facilitate a smooth process for them, so that it could ease the burden on them, to try and rectify this situation. So what we did was that we spoke to the CEO and the leadership of Ghana Publishing Company. We asked them to come to National Service head office and also that of Ashanti region. Unfortunately, we could have done for all the regions, but Ghana Publishing Company has only 2 offices. That is the head office in Greater Accra and another office in Ashanti region. Okay. So we were constrained. And then the NIA, the National Identification Authority, we also asked them to come to our head office and also the Ashanti Regional Office. Not just that, we went to the extent to engage the services of commissioners of oath to come to our premises We did all these things so that it serves as a one-stop shop for the personnel to help them rectify the issue. To the extent that we kept these institutions on our premises for 2 weeks. We had to bring in the police to manage the situation just so that we could support our personnel who had discrepancies in this, in their data, to resolve the problem. When we were done, of course, we gave them the timelines. There were some of them who obeyed. My brother, as at 2 weeks ago, can you believe that out of the 155,000 people who had uploaded, 92,000 had gone through the payment of the PIN codes. Just about less than 40% had gone to the various registration centers for their validation. Yet, we need to process and fast-track the validation process. We also intend to submit them again to a revalidation process to ensure that, nothing untoward, escaped its way into our system. And after doing the revalidation, we need to submit their details to Controller and Accountant General so that we can start paying their allowances.
Okay.
Yet, our personnel, some majority of them had, been a bit adamant. And not to say that there were people who had no issues. Of course, we had that, and that constitutes just about is almost just about just about 2% of the entire number. And so, as a leader, I had to put in measures because the system must run, national service must go on, personnel must go to their various work sites to start working. Okay. They must serve their country, and so I had to put in measures to ensure that these our personnel are, encouraged to do what is right and proper.
I think that with your reactions to the first question, most of the questions I intend asking what explains the challenges, issues of specific data on people that have been able to, those that are following, having the challenges have all been answered. But let me ask you, is there any flexibility or contingency plan within the system to account for late registrants due to verifiable hardships such as technical issues, illness, or being in a remote area? And then also your final words to anxious graduates who are still yet to complete the validation process.
Let me tell you what's funny. I have 2 deputies who are male, one a military man. Anytime I said, let's give them some time, they will say, as for women, Emma dear. Emma dear, because they to the extent that even the staff within national service think that I have been too charitable, I've been too magnanimous. Because of the continuous extension and grace period, okay, I extended to them. However, I want to say that as a mother, and I always say that I want to act in the space as a mother to our personnel. Of course, they should not expect that those who have genuine concerns will just be left to their fate. In fact, a week ago, I moved the entire IT team from their offices to the conference room downstairs. I told them they should be accessible. I told them they should listen to the genuine concerns of the personnel. They should attend to them and ensure that they solve their problems for them. And okay, I don't know, I think that you had one of your journalists coming around. He can, I'm sure when you talk to him, he will confirm that we have set up at the conference room or in the conference room, attending one-on-one personally to those who had issues. My brother, I want to use your platform to assure every potential personnel who wishes and aspire to serve this country through the national service this year that we are availing ourselves. If you have issues, visit any of our offices, our regional offices, the headquarters, of course, the team, the technical team. I'm going to set them up again for another 1 week. Please. And please again, I'll plead with all of them. Let's work hard. Meet me halfway. Support me. Let me support you. Let's get this job done once and for all so that we can facilitate your processes and you can start getting your allowances. I think that there are also issues with allowance payments. Let me also say that there are so many people who think that we generate the payments from National Service. It is not so. It is from the Controller and Accountant General. And so if the Controller hasn't released money for me to pay them, I will not be able to do so. So I will plead with them that I don't have anybody's money or allowance with me. Their allowances, as soon as it hits National Service account, the very same day, in fact, when we get the hints that monies will hit on a so and so day, every process whatsoever that we need to initiate to ensure a quick disbursement of the allowance is done. We do that so that we don't even keep their money in our account for a day. So I'm here to support them. I'm here to ensure that I hear their cries. I'm here to ensure that together with the team, we make life bearable and easy for all of them. But please, those many people who are still lingering on and holding on because they don't want to go to the hinterlands, they don't want to go into teaching, everybody wants to go to MPA, everybody wants to go to BOST, people don't want to go to the private sector. The truth is that out of those who go to private sector and those who go to the public sector, the probability of retention as in the workspace after National Service is far higher in the private sector than the public sector. So I keep talking to them. I'll plead with them. It is for your good. That is why we send you to the places that we send you. Don't say no to the service of this country. National Service is about serving your country in the capacity that you can. So they should please put the country first. They should have the spirit of volunteerism and support this country in the tangent or on the tangents that we are all looking for. And I can assure them that I'm here together with the team and my deputies to give them all the maximum support we can. And please, on the Monday at 3 o'clock, I'll be granting a press conference. So there are so many things that we need to talk about, but I don't want to take the wind out of my own sail. And so I'll shelve all of that for Monday at 3 o'clock. Please meet me, tune your various TV stations and radio stations and listen, and let's move forward in the right direction. Thank you so much.
So whatever you put across on Monday, they can be sure that they will hear it. They will get to watch it here on Metro TV. And for those that would want the interpretation in Twi, they can join Original TV and also Original FM on 91.9 FM. Thank you very much. Ms. Ruth Delasedo is Director General of the National Service Authority. This is not one of our substantive issues, but I'll take quick comments from you because it is very important. People declining to go to remote areas or places where they do not find luxury and pleasure. And then also the issue of whether we have still not come to terms that the national ID, the Ghana card, has become, in most situations or cases, the sole medium of identification and validation, so that people still have data and records in institutions that are different from what they have on the Ghana card without any form of effort to have the two merged or corrected. Charles, let me start this one with you. Not pleasure service. Please, your microphone. Okay.
So I said national service, as the word sounds, is national service, and you said not pleasure service. So, and it is an experience that you gain, and it helps you towards the future. So you should, one shouldn't be choosy of where you're placed. I did my national service in the Western region, it's a village in near Axim. That was in 1993, and when I went there, the routes were no more trouble, but the experience that I had actually helped me. As I sit here now, you see, I they have fond memories of it, because some of these young ones have lived with their parents and all that, and then this is a time that you actually go out there and explore. So I think they should accept them, because having, mostly in school, those who academically sometimes do well, it gets to a point, then you see those who are actually more like average students come up at top, and then they do well. You see, because those who are in the middle normally keep striving to do more. Those who actually were doing well, maybe they still get that guidance. So the nurturing out there with the national service is a very good experience, and it solidifies you to, like the director said, the private sector is the engine of growth. Employment within the state agencies, they're stagnant. Some civil servant will be there for maybe 20 years, 25 years.
Yeah.
So the retention, it's somewhat not comparable to the private sector.
Okay.
But this private sector, being the engine of growth, wants to expand. They're going ahead. So if you're giving the private sector, I think you can go in and then come up with innovative ideas, because that businessman is there to maximize profit. And if you come in and you add value and believes that you can actually bring something on board, it will be at liberty to actually ensure that you're retained.
Now, Theophilus, do we have the right level of orientation so that students who are completing school know that this is national service, and even the revelation that there's stagnation in the public sector, and that you are even more likely to be retained in the private sector than in the public sector? Because when we were all in school, we thought that there was some form of luxury in these public institutions, and we all wanted to go there, not knowing the challenges that are there, challenges with retention and all of that. Do we have the right orientation at that level?
Let me be a bit blunt here.
Okay.
Yes, you took the word out of my mouth. Orientation. I wrote it here.
Oh, okay.
It is not just orientation about where to do national service. Orientation about expectations within the service and expectation after the service.
Okay.
I am an engineer, or I train as an engineer. I was sent to a hospital to do my national service. What in God's kingdom would I be expecting to be maintained in that hospital? I was at a trash where cards were given as an employee. Look, the retention after national service is next to zero. The expectation, and when I was finishing my university, I prepared notes for physics, chemistry, mathematics. I said I was going to teach wherever they post me. Okay. I was a team leader, but I was like, hey, give me anywhere. And indeed, I had 3 different places. I was posted first to Enum Bosu Secondary School. Okay. They said they have all the maths and science, they don't need you. They sent me to Krobo Girls. They said, oh, we don't need you, we have all that. Sent me to EPA, Sojaman. They said, oh, no, we don't need you. Then somebody said, oh, Community Water and Sanitation Agency has a vacancy. In fact, they had 2 different previous national service coordinators there. And they asked for. And they saw my thing and said, the day I was going to change my letter, then Enumboso came and said, oh, we made a mistake, we actually wanted you. Krobo Girl said, oh, we actually wanted you. But I made up my mind that, okay, I'm going now here. So it is also about the personal orientation before the national service orientation. I don't know whether the name is Sedo or Sedo, as you are pronouncing.
Okay.
Ruth Della and Fuseini. Fuseini happens to be my younger brother at St. Mary's Seminary Secondary. They have done fantastic job. Very good job they've done. My worry is, even in the Bible, when they said they made the sculpture of snake for people to watch, and people even peel people's eyes, they still close their eyes, they won't watch, and they die. So we are going to definitely expect, not necessarily recalcitrant, people who will not be able to meet their target as a result of something, by all means.
Okay.
So I want to appeal to my sister Ruth and my brother Fuseini. They are quite good. They know why I'm saying they are good. They've done very well. Excellent. And particularly coming post the scandal at National Service, they've done very well. Please, let the door still be open for those who, that 1 to 2% or 3%, who might still find their way in this field, so that you still guide them. Aside that, I wish them well. and they should leave a mark, as she said, a legacy that others will follow. Ruth Fuseni and the other deputy, nice one day.
Okay. We'll do, before we go to our last issue for today, we'll do some messages that have come to our social media platforms and WhatsApp line. This one says, hi, bro. I've said time and again that the office of the OSP must be maintained, but needs some changes relative to some personalities in that organization. Some think Kisei Jabin must be changed, but I totally disagree. Rather, I see Same Dako as the headache in the organization from day one, because I strongly believe he was appointed in the interest of those who appointed him and not the nation. Hence, away with him for better services. That's my personal observation. I'm happy the president is against the scrapping of the office. Papa Bisu, Spintex, Accra. This one says, fantastic discussions, and it looks like you've gotten your panelists to have more candid opinions and conversations rather than conversations that tow political lines. This is the way to set up our nation. Okay, he didn't add his name. Now, Sami from Awu, she says that, Michael, are you transitioning from sports to politics? Those of us in sports still want you in the space. Okay, I can't tell for now. Only time will tell. This one says, good morning to you guys. The President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is delivering on his promise. His commitment to dealing with corruption is utmost. The reason he's gone against his own party people. Okay. Michael, the President's call may not be interpreted as control over the legislature, but the alacrity and the manner with which the majority speaker accepted the President's call does not show independence of our legislature. I'll end it here. Abigail from Kumasi says that, good morning to you. Interesting discussions. I like how your gentlemen are calm and dealing with the issues rather than ranting everywhere. I like their posture and everything they've done. They've really comported themselves well. Okay. You can also join the conversation 0533-292525, 0533-292525. Now, on Tuesday, parliamentary proceedings were thrown into disarray when the minority caucus blocked the majority side after a letter signed and issued by the Clerk of Parliament declaring the Pandai constituency seat vacant was submitted to the Electoral Commission of Ghana. The disruption, which saw minority MPs chanting, banging tables and preventing the majority leader from speaking, forced the speaker to suspend proceedings temporarily. Now, there's been diverse thoughts and reactions to this. One of the notable people that have spoken to this issue is the former majority leader, Honorable Osei Kyei-Mensah Bonsu, who criticized the Speaker of Parliament and the majority, and saying that the Parliament and the Speaker do not have the powers to declare the seat vacant. Okay. Now, soon after the chaos, the Electoral Commission would also respond in a letter confirming that the Pandai elections rerun will take place on 30th of December. I'll make time to run through the letter as issued by the Electoral Commission of Ghana. Okay. Letter dated December 10, 2025, rerun of Pandai constituency parliamentary election. The Electoral Commission wishes to inform the general public that following the Tamale High Court ruling on Monday, 24th November 2025, ordering a rerun of the Pandai constituency parliamentary election within 30 days, and upon receipt of a letter from the Clerk of Parliament on Tuesday, December 9, 2025, formally notifying the Commission of occurrence of a vacancy in the membership of Parliament, the seat of the constituency in Parliament has become vacant. The Electoral Commission will hold a rerun of the parliamentary election in the Pandai constituency on Tuesday, December 30, 2025. The rerun of the Pandai constituency parliamentary election will be conducted for only the 3 candidates who contested the 2024 parliamentary election in the said constituency. Signed, Mr. Fred Tete, Deputy Director, Research, Monitoring and Evaluation Department. Now, Theophilus, let's combine the two issues, the reaction or the response from the EC, and then we also asked whether the majority and speaker. Okay, let's do a quick break. When we return, I'll put the question across to my two guests.
This Christmas, Cartoons Agri Limited is bringing you freshness, flavor, and festive joy straight to your home and office. Right here in Accra, Kumasi, Cape Coast, and Takoradi. Cartoons Agri, your #1 poultry plug. Fresh birds, sweet eggs, delivered with love. Get ready for our juicy Midofopa package. You get 1 broiler, 1 layer, 2 crates of eggs, plus our special chicken spices, all for only 450 Ghana cedis. Midofopa, sweet value for you. Or go big with our Coco Bolobo package. That is 2 broilers, 2 layers, 2 crates of eggs, and chicken spices, just for 800 Ghana cedis. A Coco Bolobo. More chicken, more joy. And for families and corporate bodies ready to feast, try our Odon Soda package. 3 broilers, 3 layers, 3 crates of eggs, plus spices for only 1,200 Ghana cedis. Order now, enjoy more. And the best part is, corporate orders come with free delivery. Terms and conditions apply. Call us now. 0558 376127 or 0241 674268 or 020-331-5557. This Christmas, choose Cartoons Agri Limited. Cartoons Agri Limited. Freshness you can trust.
Hello? Hello, Auntie Abena. You won't believe what just happened. Grandma received her 4 TV. 4 TVs? Yes, 4. Okay, I'm coming. It's like a scandal now. You are using it to spread grandma like that. Spread grandma? 4 TVs, 2 fridges, microwave, Kojo, why? Do you want to open an electrical shop for her?
Hey, no. It's a regular 100 cedis I send her.
I'm sure it's Uncle Atu.
Let's call him.
Atu? Why? Atu? Why are you spreading a grandma with appliances?
Me? Spread who? When? How? Please, it could be Amma.
Let's call Amma.
Let me call her.
Hello?
Amma, why?
What are you saying?
Appliances for grandma, no. Why?
Hey, it's not me, oh.
Assembly, critical.
Let's call grandma.
Let's call grandma.
Hello?
Hey, grandma. So who is buying all those stuff for you?
Call me Granny Cash. Grandma know the joke, the luckiest. If they do me 5 pounds per year. When I buy ticket 100 cedis, I pay them small or big. I automatically get my free gift.
Hey, sir! Yes, so with the luckiest, anytime you buy tickets up to 100 cedis, whether small or at once, you are guaranteed to win a free gift. TV sets, fridges, hampers, airtime, cash. Remember to dial *712#, choose option 4 and follow the prompt. With the luckiest, everybody wins. Even Granny Cash.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Oh, who said? And I made the SMS.
Kanene pa no na saa na me so ya na wode me. Edure na ade me nkwa no. Kingdom Garlic Bitters.
No, mo benefit him.
Me benefit why? Also ko to de.
Abrewa, this mama abrante me shuve. Wonante kakra na wabre. No Kingdom Garlic Bitters ene ne capsules. Nenya hoden abre bia. Kingdom Garlic Bitters ene ne capsules. Asembia nye ho.
Edeben we hu ama wani agise.
Senior na my wife complain one person. Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules nti. Se sia mpaso aye de.
Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules. Emani tie ni asumdie befi abrebia. Oba bia o de po ahaw no. Edro ba kupa wo hia ne Tremendous Capsules. Tremendous Capsules esiesie wo ma wo ye oba sima. Enro yi wo benya bi wo ba bia ye ton nro bia. Kingdom Herbal, no challenger.
It's happening this December. It's the biggest, the largest, the Boshills Jollof Party Festival. It is the Metro Jollof Festival happening on Saturday, 20th December 2025 at the forecourt of Metro TV. It is an all-day event with opportunity for exhibitors to sell this bronya. Come join us. Let's cook jollof. Buy and sell on Saturday, 20th of December 2025. To exhibit, call 0243 272 753 or 055 282 0211.
Welcome back from the break. This is Inside Pages. All too soon, we're sprinting to the climax of the show. And before the break, I introduced the last topic, which has to do with the chaos in Parliament, over the Pandai parliamentary rerun, and the setting of the date by EC. December 30 is the date. Theophilus, let me start this one with you.
Yes.
And you have 3 minutes.
There's the question again. That's what I'm saying. Yes, because
the issue of
yes.
the chaos in Parliament,
yes.
whether the minority could have done this in a more decorous manner,
yes,
whether we have the Speaker and the majority rushing the decisions, considering the fact that the MPP is at the appeals court challenging the decision or the ruling of the Tamale High Court.
Okay, a quick one. It's a bit unfortunate. Let me comment on the text message by one of your viewers about Sami Darko. Sami Darko used to work in the same law firm as Kisi Ejeben. I don't know how he was recruited, whether they declared all that, whether there's no corruption there or corruption related. We'll come to that another day. But the behavior of the majority in Parliament this week, in fact, we are blessed that this is not an election year. But Ghanaians won't forget quickly. And I believe one of the reasons they lost some of their seats, or they lost the way they lost, was that we are minority, we are not minority, we are majority, we are not majority thing just before the last election. And their behavior had not been good. You went and sat on the streets in front of Ioko, you went and did that in Parliament this week. So bad, condemnable. Everybody must condemn that. And I'm wondering whether it's the leadership or the members themselves. But somehow leadership must take responsibility. So bad. So bad. We've not seen before. Now, you're talking about whether they are rushing the thing. There's nothing about rush. Parliament has not been a party to the suit. So even if you put up a stay of execution or you put up an appeal, you need to bring it to the attention of Parliament. Parliament should not rely on newspapers, TV, and say it is just... No. You need to make effort and bring it to the attention of Parliament. But you see, a lot of the people who took the decision are lawyers. Bro, you are the judge. You gave an order. Then I've come to you to state the order you have given that I'm going to appeal. Your chances of telling me the order I have given is wrong, so I should stay it, is next to nothing. Very rare situations do you appeal to the same judge to stay his order that you'll be successful. Okay. Very, very rare.
So what's the alternative? What do you think?
No. So what is
the ideal for the MPP to do?
No, they should have brought that application to the attention of Parliament.
Okay.
Because Parliament is not a party, So when you file the process, they will not serve parliament.
So what happens if they serve parliament on Monday?
The boat is taking sail already. The second thing is that you cannot injunct EC from carrying out their constitutional duties. It's a Supreme Court decision that says that if our state institutions or democratic institutions are being injected, our democracy will come to a halt and the country will be incurably slow to govern.
Okay. Let me go to Charles for his thoughts on this one.
Okay, thank you. So, I mean, we have laws in this country. Okay, we've had instances. I remember when I think Ayariga and the gentleman who died, Adamu, the matter dragged in court for a long time, and eventually a decision was made, right?
Yeah.
So why are we in a hurry? Because if the laws are there, it's gone to court. There's an appeal. Why can't Parliament wait? You understand? This is again becoming political, because if you're going ahead straight away to do that, then you don't even believe in the judicial system. That's how I see it. And I think it's too political, and it was well orchestrated that maybe they should take that seat. But I believe that, yes, the position of our party, the minority have stated that what is happening is not right. And let's wait for what the court says. But my brother saying that the stay at the High Court is very likely that the judge may not grant it, means that, and he also said that the boat has already started sailing. Set sail, so it means that they are not going away, and anybody would take that. But we should be mindful of the fact that we are actually running a state, and we've brought out these institutions that we are going to adhere to them. The issues that I've seen here, 41 polling stations where there are issues and all that. For me, I think that for the integrity of the institutions that we have in this country must be delved into. So when a decision is made and then we go for it, people will believe in it. Because if we do it this way, then it will be a recurring problem for the country. Thank you. And I think you mentioned the OSP thing, that this conflict of interest thing and all that. People are being charged for conflict of interest by the very office. And I remember he's saying that there's no board for the OSP, and I just checked it. Truly, they do not have a board. So there's a lot of illegality going on, because everything that he does, if the Attorney General, and I'll correct that too, he said that he's not under the authority of the Attorney General. I said that he has to be advised. He was right with that. I agree to that. But then if he's independent, there's a board.
Okay.
There should have been a board. And so where is he taking his decisions from?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And this is how we wrap up this edition of Inside Pages. Earlier we heard from Dr. Hassan Ayariga, leader and founder of the All People's Congress, the APC. We also spoke to the Director General of the National Service Authority, Ms. Ruth Dela Sedor. And my guests in the studios have been Theophilus Jimega Jr., who is an engineer and also a private legal practitioner, member of the NDC's communications team, and then also Charles Bisu, communications team member of the MPP, and Ken Ejapon's campaign administrator. We will be bringing you some live pictures from the final funeral rites of Dr. Edward Kofi Omanebuama, former Minister of Defense, from the funeral grounds in Koforidua. Our condolence to the family, to the NDC, and other affected individuals. I'm Michael Kofi Oduro. Thanks for staying with us. You do enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Political icon, a national hero.
In a world where security is paramount, peace of mind should be